Good morning. Happy Monday to you. My name is Evan Smith. I'm the pastor at Second Presbyterian Church here in downtown Stanton, and I'm coming to you today with your daily video devotional. We are back in the book of 1 Peter, which is where we're going to be spending a little bit because I thought with these devotionals it's neat to be able to go through and just focus and highlight on certain things. So we're picking right where we left off in 1 Peter chapter 2. Beginning at verse 9, Peter's talking to the people and he says this: "But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's own people, in order that you may proclaim the mighty acts of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Once you were not a people, but now you are God's people. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. Beloved, I urge you as aliens and exiles to abstain from the desires of the flesh that wage war against the soul. Conduct yourselves honorably among the Gentiles, so that though they malign you as evildoers, they may see your honorable deeds and glorify God when he comes to judge." So Peter here, he's saying that you are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's chosen people. You know, as Presbyterians, that's kind of what we're known for, is saying things like that, like, oh, the frozen chosen and predestination and all that. But it is this scriptural idea, like Peter's saying that you were chosen. Now, I think sometimes people don't like that idea about God choosing because it seems either unfair or it's like, what did you do to get that? Like, you know, that sort of thing. But here, Peter's very clearly saying, you're not chosen because, you know, like, oh, you're better than anybody else. That's not what the choice of God's about at all. It's why were we chosen? Now that we know that God has chosen us, that God has marked us, what are we to do? Well, Peter says, you were chosen, made God's own people, so that you might proclaim the mighty acts of God. Like, that's part of what we're to do. We were chosen not to just sit on our laurels and be like, well, God chose me. I guess I'm his son now. I guess I'm his daughter. No, you were chosen. How amazing is that? But you're given a job to do. Proclaim God's mighty deeds. Worship God. Tell people about God. Like that's what we're to do. And then later at the end of this little passage that I read, Peter talks about how among the Gentiles, because he's writing mostly to Jewish Christians at this point, so he means basically anyone who's not a believer in this, it's like, what you're supposed to do is conduct yourselves honorably. Do good things so that they can see your honorable deeds and glorify God. So we were made to worship God and we were made to do good things. Like, that's part of the point. That's why we were chosen. We were chosen not so we can just sit back and feel good about ourselves, you know, like, ho, 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 look at me. That's not the point. The point was that we would be able to give God honor and glory. And so let's do it. If you're someone who's, you know, been marked by God because you love God, that's how you know, by the way. If you've chosen to follow after God, which is really us responding to God's first having chosen us, then realize that we are called to worship God, to tell others about his mighty deeds, and to do good deeds for others. And that is your word of the day. Thanks a lot. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button, maybe even share it on your own page. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.